What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to today's episode of Call of Duty Ghosts Maps Exposed. The series where I cover all of the lines of sight, jumps, spots, as well as dynamic map elements on every map in Call of Duty Ghosts. In today's episode, we're going to be covering the map Ignition from the Onslaught DLC, and this is actually a remake of Scrapyard. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to be doing this episode a little bit differently than I normally do. Normally I would record all the clips and then I would commentate over them afterwards and edit it all together. And that just takes a little bit too much time for what I have to give to this series. So I am going to be recording it live from now on, I believe. So just bear with me as things, I kind of get things settled in with this series as far as recording live, because I'm used to just commentating afterwards. So we're going to start this on this side of the map here by the C flag. A lot of people know if you want to get to the third story, there's a ladder right here that you can climb up. A lot of people don't know, though, that you can actually jump up onto this railing right here and then just jump... Oh, I already screwed it up. This is why I don't want to record live. And then you just jump across right here, and there you go. You're up onto the third story. It's not really the greatest place to be. There's a lot of open spots to be shot from. One good thing from up here is it's a great spot to defend the C flag. This is really campy, but if it's your role on the team to lock down the C flag, this is the spot to do it from. You have a great line of sight to cover the entire capture area of the C flag, and just by going prone, you're completely hidden from everybody on the map. So that's a pretty good spot right there. From here, if you wanted to, you can jump across to this. It's not really all that useful to be up here. I just thought I would point out that you can get up here. You can't, unfortunately, make this jump across to here. I've tried it several times. I couldn't do it, but if you do want to get up on top of this, you can just jump up onto this thing right here. So you can jump up on that and then up, or on top of this thing right here like I'm going to do, and then jump across this way. And then from here you can just simply jump across here. Now it's typically not the best idea to be up here because you are exposed, but there are a couple of spots that you can use. First one being this one right here. You can get a nice line of sight to people that are coming across that way right there, and also a line of sight into the two windows over there. And if you kind of get overwhelmed, you can just go prone and you're hidden. One problem with this is if they flank you and get over here, then they'll be able to pick you off really easily. You don't have any cover from them. So a little bit of an alternative to that is to actually just come down here and crouch. You don't get quite the same line of sight on guys over here, but you can pop up if you feel like you're safe to do so. But from right here you can challenge people in the windows right there, and that's a pretty good spot. You can check the A flag as well. Okay, so moving on over here. If you have an enemy that's in this doorway and you don't want to challenge them out in the open because you don't have any cover out here, one option is to just jump on top of these things right here, and there you go. You kind of can see over top, but you're still kind of exposed that way. So right here is another option. If you just jump right to here, there you go. You get a head glitch on this guy, so you can pick him off, and then you just keep going, move on. I wouldn't recommend camping up there. It's kind of a terrible thing to do, to be camping on a head glitch like that, so don't camp there, but it is good for getting that kill if somebody's in that doorway right there. Now right back here, there's this truck that you can actually get on top of if you wanted to. I really don't see a reason to be up here, but it is nice to know that you can do things like this should a situation arise. Maybe there's a guy on the other side of this truck. You can jump to here, jump on top, and then take him by surprise that way instead of coming around. Now right over here, it would be really nice to be able to jump on top of this thing, but as you can see, there's no option to mantle on top of there. If you jump onto here, you... Oh, sorry, I screwed that up, but you can't make this jump anyways. There's nothing to mantle onto it, so that's kind of unfortunate. But if you jump on top of this thing right here, you can actually just simply jump across to this area right here. This is a great spot for getting lean kills, especially with assault rifles, sniper rifles, and LMGs. You can look over this way and watch that doorway, and then you can also look over this way and see quite a bit by looking over here. So this is a great way to get lean kills for your camos. Now kind of a similar spot, well, somewhat similar, right next to it is this right here. You can jump across to this other pole right here. It's not really the most useful spot. You can see over towards the windows and use this for cover if you wanted to, and you can see a little bit down into this area as well. And if you edge your way over to the left as far as you can, then you're hidden from that doorway, and you can just stand up and you can challenge people at the doorway. It's really not a spot that I would use in a real game, but it is nice to know that it's there. Okay, so now that we're at the B flag, let's cover the domination capture spots for this flag. The best way to capture is from this side of the map because you can capture right here. It's really obvious. This is where everyone always tries to capture from, but it is a great spot. You can also kind of lay down this way and capture like this, but it's not nearly as good as capping from there. you might want to do this just to sort of surprise your enemies, because they're always going to be looking in that spot. From the other direction, it's kind of the same thing. You cap from here, and you're hidden from people like that. When I cap from here, I typically look this way though, because it's really easy for enemies to just come through here and flank you and get the kill on you. Or they can even shoot you from there, I believe. No, maybe not. They don't have a line of sight on you there, but still. I always like to watch this direction. Okay, so now for the dynamic map element on this map. It is this rocket test right here. So what you do is you hit the button here, and it will launch a bunch of flames down here, kill anybody that's within this area here, out to right around this area right here where I have shot a line. This is where it's going to start damaging you. Any closer and you'll be killed by it. Any further away it won't touch you. And I'll just initiate the launch here so you guys can actually see how it works. So it starts up and it lasts for, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds. See, it's hurting me right now. Oh, it actually killed me. I was trying to back off to the point where it doesn't hurt you, but I already showed you that. That's where I shot that line of bullets there on the ground. So it's always nice to know sort of the limitations. You will be safe right in this area right here from it. Likewise, you'll be safe from it if you're over here. Okay, so one spot in here that's kind of dirty, but I thought I would show you guys anyways. It's a good sniping spot towards this doorway right here, which is where enemies often funnel through if they're coming towards the B flag, is right here. I know oh no, sorry, right here. There we go. I know it looks kind of cheap, but it does work. Keep an eye out for people that are here, and I don't ever really recommend coming through this door if you anticipate enemies are going to be in the B area, just because they have so many places that they can be, like that spot I showed you earlier up here, or like I just showed you, this spot right here. I don't really recommend coming through here if you anticipate enemies are in there. I would recommend going for the flank instead of doing that. So I'd come up here, you can easily pick that guy off that's using that spot, and you have this nice cover this way. Now right over here, if you're attacking the A flag and you have enemies that are over by the A flag, or maybe you're defending, you don't have a whole lot of cover by coming over here. So a nice way to take them by surprise is actually jump on this thing right here, edge your way over, and then lean. There you go, you can get a fairly good line of sight over towards the A flag. It's not the most amazing spot, but it is nice to know that it's there. And right next to that, you can actually jump up on top of this concrete block here, or pillar, or whatever it is. Jump across to this thing, and there you go. You can use this barrel as cover against people that are going to be coming through this area right here. Alright, the next thing I want to show you guys, for those of you that played Modern Warfare 2, you'll know that this is a Scrapyard remake, but one thing that's definitely changed is there's now this underground area. So you can come underground this way. Okay, you can go up that way towards A, or you can come around this way and it'll bring you up into this area right here. So it's just nice to know that that's there. It's a nice little flank route. I'm actually glad that they added this. It adds just one more little element into this map, because it already was a pretty simple map to begin with. So it just adds a little bit of complexity, and it works out really nicely, I feel. Now from right over here, if you want to defend against people that are coming through this area right here, this is a little bit of a campy spot, but I will show you a counter to this spot as well. You can jump up on here, and look at that. You get a head glitch right into that area right there, and you can pick people off as they come through there. This is a really, really campy and defensive spot, but I'll show you guys the counter to that spot right here. This works best with a sniper rifle or LMG, something with long-range capabilities, but right there, that's where their head's going to be. They're not really going to be able to see you through here unless they have a thermal sight, but even then, by the time they adjust to that, you should be able to kill them. You just come around this corner nice and smoothly, and bam, you'll get a nice easy kill on them. Now another thing that's nice back here is if you're in this area right here and enemies are rushing you through this corridor right here, you don't have a whole lot of options for cover. I guess you could use this spot right here. This is pretty good. It's probably your best bet that most people would know about. Or you could lean around the corner this way. What I like to do is you can just walk up this area right here, edge your way over, and you can lean. And there you go. You'll be able to pick them off through here. They don't typically look up as they're coming around here, or it wouldn't be the first place they look, and they'll have to like panic to adjust their aim, and by the time they do that, they're dead. Now since we're over here, I might as well go over the domination capture spots for the A flag. So most people will just capture right in here. They might lay down, or they'll just use this for cover. And this is honestly the best place to capture this flag from. There's a reason why everybody uses it. It works most of the time. If there's some weird situation where the enemy team's still spawning in here or something, you can cap from outside this wall as well. Maybe confuse them a little bit, because a lot of times they will spawn in this building even if you're just outside the building and they hold the A flag. So just be aware of that. And you might want to capture from here as well, just to maybe throw some people off, because everybody always looks here first. So it might give you that split second of an advantage. Sorry guys, stumbling over my words a little bit. If somebody tries to rush you, because they'll look over to this place first, and by the time they do that, they're dead. Now right over by the C flag here, if you expect enemies to be coming out of this building, there's no point in standing out in the open like this. A great way to sort of take them by surprise is to come up here real quick and then wait for them as they come around the corner. You can pick them off and then you can move on. Once again, please don't camp there. That's kind of a stupid place to camp anyway. You're not going to get a whole lot of traffic and it's not going to be very effective. But if you are coming through here, or you just know that somebody's going to be coming through this doorway right here, then hop up here and there you go. You get a nice line of sight on them. Now since we're over by the C flag, let's cover the capture spots for this. And actually there are no capture spots, to be completely honest. Your best bet is usually to capture up close to this wall if they're coming from this direction. Then it kind of forces them to come up close to you and you block off lines of sight from over there. But other than that, that's really all you have to capture the C flag. Alright, so one last spot to wrap up this video is right here. If you want to get a line of sight up on people that are coming through this area and you don't want to expose yourself like this, you can actually jump onto the corner of this right here, and then you can jump up to this, and you can kind of screwed that up. You can kind of head glitch over this way and pick people off as they come through there. They don't typically look here because this isn't a place that most people would be sitting. It's really situation dependent. It's only effective against people coming through there though, or maybe even from the middle. Other than that, it's not very useful. Alright, so that's all I have for this episode of Call of Duty Ghosts Maps Exposed. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.